Good morning. Today is Sunday, January 7th, 2024. And this is a weekly Bitcoin price forecast. So basically looking at where Bitcoin went in the last week and where it could go in the future. So at this point, this is the first one for the year, January 7th. So like we're just now into the new year at this point. And there's already a decent amount of excitement at this point. So we're already up 5% for the year. And this is like a 1 year chart. This is a 12-month chart at this point. So this is a 2024 candle, 2023, 2022, so on and so forth. So right now we're up 5.3% for the year, 7 days in. Last year we were up 155%. That's pretty good. Overall average for Bitcoin, like this was, believe it or not, a pretty average year, but still, if you're doing 150% average, that's still fantastic. And this year is going to be even bigger. You got the ETF coming out being, I think the deadline is the 11th, January 11th, 2024. So literally next week. Next week, we're more than likely going to hear some type of final decision on the ETF, but it seems like at this point, they've already made moves in the direction that they want to go. I think they've started seeding the ETFs with, at this point, millions of dollars. So now they're going to go into the stage where they start to create demand for this product that they have. So this is definitely going to bolster Bitcoin up significantly this year. I'm talking probably about 500%. You could see your 5x or your 4x within probably before the end of 2025. So that's the 12-month chart. I want to go down to the 6-month chart. We're going to go out longer and longer time frames since we're at the beginning of the year. So this is your 6-month chart. And basically what I'm seeing right now is you have a line right here that we have not crossed, that we're about to cross. We haven't been here since 2022. So the beginning, really 2022 was an entirely down year. 2023 started off down. Well, actually, no, this was going into, this is all 2022. We're about to cross this line. We are about to cross this line at some point. So we may come up here to about 46,000, reject, and then come right back up. Or with this ETF news, I believe we could just blow right through it because that demand is going to start coming in immediately. Not all at once, but it is going to start picking up with thinning supply as these people start to suck up the Bitcoin. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of demand and smaller supply, especially considering you have the halving in April. It's April or May, somewhere around the time frame whenever they hit the next 210,000 blocks, which is coming up very soon. You got the halving, lower in supply, increasing demand. Like you don't have to have a degree in economics to understand that means that price is probably going to go up, and continuously so. But let's see where we're at. We're coming out of 2023, fantastic first half of the year and fantastic into the year as well. So, I mean, the 6-month candle here is they're looking great. And then 2024, again, you're going to have a lot of demand. So I think that's just going to absolutely shatter that. Looking at the monthly chart. So we're at the 1 month at this point. We're still in this channel that we've been in. Still in this channel right here. And we've broken out. So like we've gone up and down and we hit the bottom of this channel as well as the moving average. So that was significant right there. That was a 50 month moving average. And then we just, trampolined off of that. This is the next stopping point. So again, you came up to this line and then now it's we basically did come back down and kind of recover this, but not all the way. But I do believe that we're on the way back up just based on the direction this is going right now. Again, we'll reclaim this high and potentially one more test down to 41,000, but we'll see. I don't see that being likely. And then just continuing on to the upside as more demand starts to come into the market. So people are slowly getting more interested in crypto for sure. This whole ETF narrative, that's basically Wall Street adopting Bitcoin, at least not all of crypto for sure, but they legitimize Bitcoin with this move. So once you legitimize Bitcoin, it becomes a little bit easier for all these other projects to be legitimized as well. So again, a lot of demand coming into the market. Again, very strong momentum to the upside. We've looked here. We had huge months at the end of the year, and then also huge months at the beginning of the year too. So you probably went 80% here and then like another 80% there. So yeah, it's a game of holding. It's a game of holding and getting quality projects and just riding them all the way. So yeah, the first half of the year was 89%. And then again, you didn't really go anywhere for months. And then you had another about 80% move to, yeah, this is December. So 66 and 89. So yeah, you get there, right? Yeah, that does equal about 55%, 155. Yeah, coming down to there, let's look at the weekly chart. Looking at the weekly chart, again, there were periods, right? All last year you had a period of growth right there and then stagnation. And then a rocket ship and then like a slow decline. A rocket ship, another slow decline. You made a double bottom here. So you had the 200 moving average and then all the moving averages were lining up right at this point. Once it broke here, it had this trampoline to bounce off of there. And then also you had this upward moving channel too. So, I mean, that was definitely a great time to accumulate when nothing's happening. In general, that is what happens, right? You have to wait for the accumulation. This is where you start buying when nothing's really happening. And then boom, you have a breakout. But at that point, you just have to be in the wave, right? You have to be in the way of the money. So at that point, buying Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin, doing whatever it is that you do, but just following wherever the wave is going. So at this point, the wave is thoroughly up. At worst, it could come back down to here, but about 40,000. But I don't even see that happening at this point. It's still kind of, even at this point, it's you gotta have all these wicks, but like it is curving up in that way. So it's a weekly chart, daily chart. Where is the last impulse? The last impulse was right here. You had this level that still hasn't been breached. That would be a demand. Nope. So you have a demand. Actually, this is daily demand. Let's take a look here. You have a trend line. It comes right here. It's made an attempt to break below, another attempt, and then an attempt right here. An attempt right here. Matter of fact, this candle right here was interesting because like there was some rogue report that came out of nowhere from some no-name journalist, and they're basically like, the SEC is going to reject the ETFs, which had no basis in reality whatsoever. But it just kind of caused a shockwave for a day. A lot of liquidations happened here. With this, a lot of long liquidations happened right here with people who had their stop losses like right here, just shot down and then came right back up. So, I mean, it's definitely interesting, like where you can be. I mean, that's some of the risks that you run if you're playing with leverage, is liquidation. But it was a nothing move. As soon as it happened, I was like, okay, well, we'll be right back up. And lo and behold, we came right back up to about 45,000. So, no, really, at this point, I'm not worried about that at all. Like the last thing that you might see is a little dump down here before continuing to pump, but I still think this whole consolidation area is a base before you have like the next move. And right above it, again, you have like this level, which is basically the yearly high. I think we said that was like the yearly high. Matter of fact, you could put that even a little lower. If we want to put about the monthly close, we're right there and we've touched it. So what we want to break out of is this area. This is like a key level that we have to break out of. So we'll put that on the daily chart. Extend this a little bit. So we're in this triangle at this point. And again, the ETF like announcement is going to be like right here. So that's easy money. Oh my God, that's easy money. Like literally stop orders right here. Yeah, it's you have a lot of opportunity within the next couple of days to be able to capture a large profit to the upside, I would think, just by holding at this point, because once that announcement comes through, there will be even a temporary, even if it's not sustained, there will be an explosion in price at that moment. Just from people waiting. This is all people waiting. There's a lot of money waiting on the sidelines for people to flow in as well. So again, super exciting times. I think, people have been talking about this ETF since June. I want to say it was like June where like these rumblings started to happen of people, forming these ETFs at these large hedge funds and institutions. But we'll see, man. I think it's It's going to be a good time for sure. I think this is the start of the massive leg of the bull run, the part where people start to care. So yeah, it's cool. Like we're still well above these moving average. There's so much support to the downside. Like there's a lot of support in this area with the 200 moving average and the 100 moving average and the 50. All these moving averages, like they're bouncing off of. So that's good to see. Again, you have an even steeper kind of trend line at this point. There's somewhat of a trend line right here. And then again, we've bounced and bounced and bounced and still haven't been able to. So I think there's room to the upside. There's so much room to the upside. It's crazy. I think we're going to see some fantastic moves in the next year. A lot of fantastic moves in the next year. I'm getting kind of down to the weeds at this point. It doesn't really matter that much. At this point, we're consolidating. Like we'll break here about 45,000. And once that's broken, like it's kind of all bets are off because like this is the yearly high. This is the last high that it has to break. You have this long-term trend line. Well, not even long-term, like the couple week long trend line. And now the more recent 4 hours up and down and up and down, you hit that top level. And then we're still headed on the way up. So again, a lot of support in this area. Shouldn't be very easy to break through if it wants to, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. It's all eyes on the ETF at this point. Again, super exciting times. And yeah, no, that's pretty much it for the week. Don't really have too much to talk about. I think I am going to start getting more into altcoins as well, because that's going to be where a lot of money is rotating to. Last year was a Bitcoin year for sure, but this year is going to be dominated by layer one and other layer ones and layer two. So all types of altcoins in the market. So we'll see. We will absolutely see where that goes. But again, this has been Chris Talks Crypto. Check out any crypto resources on christalkscrypto.com, and I will see y'all on the moon. Take care.